2018, after we became government, federal level, a lot of people talk about what we did. Now I want to be very, very candid here. We governed for 22 months. 22 months wasn't enough. 22 months wasn't even half of what we had. Because when you win an election, you have 5 years. And 5 years is 60 months. So to expect everything to be done that we are supposed to do in 60 months, in 22 months, is not reasonable. But what happened which caused the downfall of our government? We had, of course, a coalition. That coalition consists of various different parties. And after 22 months, we see how it is. Those same people that used to come on stage and ceramah with us and ask for change, ask the people to vote UMNO and BN out, they decided to hop over and to work with UMNO Barisan Nasional. Ini menjadi perkara yang besar kerana ramai yang tanya, kenapa perlu kita keluar untuk undi? Why should we come out and vote? We come out and vote. We ask our friends, our family to come out and vote. And then what do we have? We have a situation where those people that we vote in, they hop. They join the other side. They betray the mandate given to them by the people who voted for them. And as a result of that betrayal, the government that the people has chosen collapses. So what do? This is where we had to make a big decision. Pakatan Harapan had to decide whether or not we wanted to place our priorities to make sure that your vote counts. In doing this, there is of course allegations that we sold out. A lot of people say that we shouldn't have signed the MOU, but I want to explain to you why we did it. Kita membuat keputusan yang besar untuk kita tanda tangani MOU. MOU ini yang paling penting ada peruntukan di mana persetujuan diberikan oleh kerajaan di bawah pimpinan Ismail Sabri untuk pastikan bahawa kita kemukakan satu undang-undang di parlimen yang menghalang lompat parti. So the significance of the MOU primarily was to the effect that the Ismail Sabri-led government agreed to table an anti-hopping law. This anti-hopping law, we sat down, there's a special committee to do it, and subsequently it was passed. 2/3 majority in Dewan Rakyat, subsequently passed in Dewan Negara, and now enforced. Now this is something that should have done a long time ago. In fact, people like Lim Kit Siang, many years ago, he himself moved a bill in parliament to outlaw party hopping. The late Kapal Singh has been speaking about anti-hopping for a long time. The reason for that push is because if you don't have anti-hopping laws, then you will see what happened in 2020 happening whenever a government is elected. So this is what we did. A difficult decision. DAP together with PKR, Amana, APCO, we sat together and we said, we must make now laws that stop MPs from hopping, state assemblymen from hopping. So now, ladies and gentlemen, what do you have? Now you have enforced a law. This law says very, very clearly that if you stand for elections using the ticket of one party, then you must remain for the 5 years an MP or an assemblyman of that party. The moment you resign or the moment you hop over to another party, you lose your seat. You will have a by-election, you go back to the people who voted for you, and they are the ones that will decide whether or not you can carry on as an MP. Ini adalah satu perkara yang sangat penting. Kerana sekarang kita semua tahu bahawa undi kita mempunyai nilai dia. Our vote now matters because when we vote, it is not up to the MP to decide which party he wants to support. He must work on his mandate. If the people decided to support him on a particular ticket, then it is that ticket that he must serve for the 5 years. Ini menjadi satu perkara yang cukup besar. Kerana sebelum daripada ini tidak kita dengar bahawa mungkin wujud undang-undang seperti ini. So now we have reason to come out to go and vote. And I think what is important is for us to also remember, kita kena ingat semua mereka yang telah pun mengkhianati rakyat. We have to remember those people who actually betrayed the mandate of the people. And I think this time when we have an elections in 2018, kita lihat selepas 2018, 2020, kita ada kerajaan baru, Perikatan Nasional. How did Perikatan Nasional come into being? Perikatan Nasional adalah kerjasama di antara UMNO, PAS dan Bersatu. UMNO, PAS dan Bersatu. Perdana Menteri masa itu Muhyiddin Yassin. Kemudian selepas daripada itu kerajaan itu pun jatuh. Even that government collapsed. New government under Ismail Sabri, but still with the support of UMNO, Bersatu and PAS. 2.5 years, 3 years of instability. Ladies and gentlemen, you go and look at our exchange rate. The last time I checked, it was 4.7 to the US dollar. We have serious inflation problems. Di mana kita lihat harga barang naik. Whether we like it or not, we must focus on the fact that there is hardship. People are finding it hard to survive. The cost of living has gone up. For those of you who do business, you understand the profit margins have been reduced. Looking forward, we ask ourselves how we are going to compete, not just with the competitors here locally, but how we are going to survive on a global platform. Kita lihat dalam 2.5 tahun yang lalu, kita ada kerajaan yang sering gaduh. This is a government that cannot work, continuously fighting, not taking care of what the people want. Kalau sebenarnya mereka nak lihat kepada masalah rakyat, sudah tentu mereka akan adakan program-program dan juga cadangan-cadangan untuk menyelesaikan masalah ekonomi kita. But what do you have? You have a government that bickers every day, fighting here and fighting there. But they call it stability. Hari ini kita tengok ada keputusan dibuat oleh PAS. Now PAS says that it will not work with UMNO because UMNO has got leaders who are corrupt. This is what Hadi Awang says. Ini masalah dengan PAS. Mereka adalah satu parti yang langsung tidak berprinsip. Mereka boleh cakap apa sahaja. Walaupun sebenarnya kita lihat apa yang mereka cakap itu sebaliknya. You got Hadi Awang who openly says that we choose to work with Bersatu because UMNO leaders are corrupt. Now the question is this, then why did you support UMNO in the last 2.5 years? UMNO became part of government because PAS supported them. Not only that, we see Hadi Awang saying this. Subsequently, we see other PAS leaders saying that we are still going to negotiate with UMNO. So apa maksud ni? What is the meaning of all this? It simply means this. They are going for an election now, and after these elections, we are going to go back to square one. We are going to have the same government that we had for the last 2.5 years. A government that cannot govern. A government that knows that there is instability. A government that knows that there is inflation. A government that knows that there are problems that need to be dealt with. But there will be politicking. So this is where we have to ask ourselves, what do we do? We are going to have an election this time where you are going to have 3 corner fights. Kali ini pilihan raya sudah tentu. Kita akan melihat perang 3 penjuru. Kita kena buat pilihan. The choice will have to be between PN, BN and PH. Now I'm saying to all of you here, when we look at what we have, look at the state governments, Penang and Selangor, walaupun kita melalui COVID, and all of you know how difficult it was, MCO, the number of businesses that closed down, the number of jobs that were lost, the number of opportunities that were basically spent because of this. Now after that, 5 years, Penang and Selangor, there was no change of Menteri Besar. There was no political turmoil. What did we do? In that 5 years, we focused on the people. We focused on stability, how it is we can make sure that we help people, not just with the COVID problem in the health sense, but also the economic sense, because it had an economic impact on all of us. Now this is what we want.